In this video, I'm speaking to you about they know exactly what they did to you. The number one reason why they know exactly what they did to you is because it was planned. The bottom line is people are not stupid when it comes to men, women, anybody alike. People aren't freaking stupid. So people know exactly how they're treating you specifically just because. They know exactly what they did to you because people aren't stupid and people aren't monkeys. People know exactly how they treat somebody and how exactly the reason why they're specifically treating them a specific way to get them to feel a certain way. People stop giving people the benefit of the doubt so much times because people are smart. They know exactly what they did to you. Everybody knows exactly what they did to you. Everybody already knows. So there's no point into thinking what they meant from this. Usually take people's first instance of how you feel when you interact with them, because usually that's what it is. There's all these people are going to make all these exceptions. They're going to make all these exceptions on why people need or why they're treating you a specific way. They're going to give every single person, especially if you like them, you're always going to give the person you like the benefit of the doubt, just because it's human nature. You want it to work, especially if you're a guy. You want it to work, so you're going to give the benefit of the doubt 24/7, regardless if she disrespects you, regardless if they talk to you crazy, if they undermine you, they overlook you, things like that. You're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt because you're trying to make it work. That's why, number one, you cannot come from a place of scarcity. Coming from a place of scarcity is the number one reason how no one's ever going to respect you. Because if you're coming from a place of scarcity, people are going to treat you exactly how you may not want to be treated. Exactly how you may not want to be treated. This is usually what's going to happen. So coming from a place of scarcity in any aspect is the worst way that you can go about things, because if you're coming from a place of scarcity, then people are always going to think that you're weak. You don't have a backbone. So they know exactly what they did to you. Number two is coming from a place of abundance. When you're able to come from a place of abundance, you have the power. You have the power in the negotiations. Now, for an example, I was reading something, and this is regarding what happened and what's going on in our current reality in terms of foreign affairs and things like that. And honestly, don't pay when it comes to like things like politics and things like that, things that you don't really have that much control over. Don't take it to heart. But this is just this is what I read in terms of like the art of deal making. Number one thing is always be willing to walk away. You have to have a place of power. You have to come from a place of power. In every situation, you have to come from a place of power and always be willing to walk away. For an example, maybe you're talking to a girl and you're on a dating app. You have to come from this place where, regardless of what happens, you're not affected by it. You don't have an emotional attachment whether she wants to hang out with you or not. You cannot be affected by this regardless of what is happening. Because the bottom line is, regardless of who you are, a lot of girls, they're going to be flaky. They're going to unmatch you. You're going to think you're having this great conversation, and then all of a sudden you're going to get unmatched. These are some of the things that's going to happen to you. You can't have this. You can't be in your feelings when things like this happen to you. You have to take it on the chin. This is what it comes down to when it comes from coming from a place of abundance. Because if you're in a place of abundance, regardless of what is happening, this recently just even happened. you might be talking to someone, she suggests something. I'll give you some quick info. Like, this girl was suggesting, we hang out, and our schedules didn't align. So I told her, hey, let's schedule to next week or something like that. And the funny thing is, I didn't even ask her. I really didn't even ask her out. She thought that I asked her out, but I didn't. Like, she just kind of assumed it a little bit, and then she just started setting dates, and I just went along with it. But that's one thing. But anyways, our schedules didn't align, and I told her I postponed it. Let's do it next week. The next thing I know, I don't see her on the app anymore, and I guess she's unmatched. See, now that's the thing. I'm not gonna hang myself up and be like, oh, what's going on? It's like, bro, it's like, if that's what her decision was, then let it be. They know exactly what they did to you. I'm never gonna be in a state where I'm always questioning what happened, what did I do wrong. This is what happens when you start living your life from a place of power. When you start living your life from a place of, you're gonna do your best every day, and whatever happens to me, so be it. That's the only mindset that you really should have. There should never be a mindset of you thinking that you're not good enough, or the world's out to get you, or you're always being sabotaged and things like that. Because if you're honestly putting an honest effort every single day, then honestly, you can't really think that, oh, what am I doing wrong? It's like, let it happen. Once you just let things like that happen, you let things happen like that happen, eventually you're going to get the better benefit of the doubt. Eventually things are going to go work out for you. People come and go, especially when it comes to, if we're talking about women come and go. They come and go. But hey, as long as you're becoming your best version, you're improving yourself every single day, the people who stick around, they will stick around, and you'll know who'll stick around. You'll know who will stick around. This is what's gonna happen to you. See, they know exactly what they did to you, and you yourself always also has to know exactly what you're doing too. You have to know exactly what you're doing. See, the thing is, a lot of people try to find happiness outside of them. They try to find some thrill outside of them, whether it's moving to a new location, trying something new, making themselves taller, having a new identity. They're always doing something to have this new identity, because they thought to themselves, hey, if I have this new identity, things are going to be better. It's going to be better this way if I become this person, or if I do this thing, or if I try this new thing, or if I do this thing, all these different things. See, that's the thing. They're chasing some things that are not sustainable. See, the bottom line is, the thing is, when it comes down to being a developed man, and when I say developed, I mean developed, mature, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and everything. You have to be developed. You have to be mature. A lot of emotionally mature men, they create the happiness within themselves, and because they're creating happiness within themselves, it's going to be way easier. It will be way easier for them to really find true fulfillment. A lot of the guys who have not done the self-development, and when I say self-development, I mean way more than just physical development. I mean real development, character development, spiritual development, emotional development. When I say self-development, I'm talking about the entire self is developed. So that means a lot of different things can happen. See, the thing is, once you've developed yourself in a way where you find happiness within yourself, you find true fulfillment within yourself. And what does that really even mean contextualized? That means, in my personal definition, it means that you see a vision for yourself, and you're actively working towards that vision every single day. That's where I believe that real fulfillment comes from, is actively making a way of looking at yourself in a specific way and aligning your habits and daily goals and actions with that version. That will help you find the most fulfillment. See, the thing is, guys are not doing this. They're always looking for the next hit of dopamine, whether it's this new thing that can get them to feel in a better state, when they have failed to realize that they need to find this self of fulfillment within themselves. Only once you achieve that is when you're able to really, when things are going to be a lot easier, when more things will be given to you, if that makes sense. People misconstrue a lot of these different narratives, a lot of different doctrines. They misconstrue it. They think of it a different way than it really is, and it really comes down to seek the kingdom, meaning seek. It really does mean to seek yourself, develop yourself, find your fulfillment in yourself, and then metaphysically, all the things that you want are going to be given to you. These are some of the things that, this is what it actually means. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. This is what it actually means when people are saying things like this. You have to realize this. So they know exactly what they did to you. Everybody knows exactly what they did to you. Don't get it misconstrued and think that people are just, they didn't mean that. People know exactly what they did to you. People aren't stupid. They know exactly how they're treating you, and they are aware of the law of cause and effect. They are aware that their cause and how they're treating you is going to give some sort of effects. But the thing is, the crazy thing about it, some people just do not care. They don't care. They don't care enough. And this is where, as a man, you need to have boundaries. You need to have boundaries. This is the only way. This is the difference between some people who have successful lives and other people who don't. Is boundaries. You have to have them. You have to have boundaries. Boundaries are the number one thing. So the thing is, there's certain people at this point in my life that I no longer associate with because of boundaries. They're just like, at this point, like, people might call it, oh, you're doing too much, it's not that serious. But the bottom line is actually very serious, because when they no longer align with your highest calling, it really doesn't make sense for you to associate with them. Because you start to realize all of this is just a waste of time. They're just wasting your time, because it no longer serves you in some of the things that they're doing. This is what you have to realize, guys. So people in general know exactly what they did to you. She knows, if we're talking about an ex, a lover, something like that, she knows exactly what she did to you. Don't stop getting misconstrued and thinking, oh, she's my little angel, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. They know exactly what they did to you, especially when it comes to women. Women are actually the most intentional human beings on planet Earth. They know exactly what they are doing to you. They have to know. They have to know exactly what they did to you. They know exactly what they are doing to you. So there's no point for you to be taken aback and thinking, oh, why did she do this? She made me feel like this. That's the thing. You have to come, like I'm telling you, this is the key to like relationships and key to like real fulfillment. You have to build yourself enough where if someone does something to you where you may not like it, you yourself are already fulfilled enough to not care as much. See, the thing is, the reason why a lot of guys get heartbroken by these relationships that they're in is because they haven't made themselves up to be a person that they can really be proud of. And because you haven't made yourself up to be a person that you can really be proud of, you're always going to feel like you need that sense of external validation, whether it's from her, whether it's from your peers, whether it's from somebody. You yourself are never proud of yourself. You're never actually proud. You're not truly proud of yourself. You may say you're proud of yourself, but you're not really truly proud of yourself. And because you're not truly proud of yourself, you need to seek outside validation. This is why people do all these things for outside validation. But the thing is, once you are actually proud of yourself, like you wholeheartedly are actually proud of it. I'm not talking some sugar-coated BS. Like, I'm really talking like you did something that you really wanted to do and you actually did it. Then nobody else's opinion matters, and this is the only thing that matters. This is the bottom line: is once you are actually proud of yourself, nobody else's opinion really matters. And because nobody else's opinion matters, you're not seeking validation. You're so okay with yourself that it doesn't, regardless of other people's actions, you don't care as much, because who are they to you? They don't know what you've gone through. They don't know who you've become. It doesn't matter. They don't know all the things that you've gone through in the past 6 months. So their opinions don't really matter. These are some of the things that you got to realize. Their opinions don't really matter. So why do you think you should be so shaken or shooken? You should be so shook of someone's actions. Why should you? Because they don't know exactly what you've been through. You have to tell them what you've been through. They don't know exactly what you've been through. Because they don't know exactly what you've been through, there's no point for them to judge you. Because even if they do judge you, why does it matter if they judge you? Because they don't know exactly what you've been through. Don't ever try to judge me, dude. You don't know what I've been through. See, that's the thing. This is real life. So exactly, you have to make yourself you have to make yourself remarkable. When it comes down to it, you have to make yourself remarkable. You have to be doing the things that you really wanted to do. Like, everything about you has to be in the most you have to spoil yourself in a way, and I mean in every aspect. Spoil your body, meaning make yourself physically appealing as possible. So when people look at you, there's a sign of respect. People respect things that look nice. If you take care of yourself, people are going to respect you automatically. There's going to be this unconscious bias that, hey, I should treat this person with respect because he treats himself with respect. Spoil yourself in all these aspects. Spoil yourself in how you look. Spoil yourself in what you do. Spoil yourself in how your character. Be intentional about your character. Be intentional about all of these different things about you. And then, people are going to act accordingly. They're going to act accordingly finally, because they finally know that you're someone not to be played with. You're someone not to be played with, and this is one of the most freeing aspects. See, the thing is, people treat other people bad who don't respect themselves. The people who don't respect themselves, they're gonna tolerate the worst things because they don't think they're good enough. If you truly don't think you're good enough, you're gonna tolerate BS behavior around you. But if you actually think you deserve to be treated in a high regard, then you're only gonna tolerate that. This is just the difference. This is the difference. So, like, which one are you gonna choose? You're gonna choose the part where people disrespect you, and you're gonna tolerate it, or you're gonna choose to be treated in a very high manner because you treat yourself in a high manner. This is how you have to look at it. They know exactly what they did to you, so there's no point in making excuses anymore. There's no point. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and start declaring how you should treat yourself, and then you only expect people to treat you in the highest regard. Because if you're treating yourself very highly, then there's no way you're gonna tolerate other people to treat you in a worse way. There's no way, no how. They know exactly what they did to you. So anytime she's treating you bad, anytime she's disrespecting you, anytime she's putting her hands on you, she knows exactly what she's doing. She may be doing that so she can leave the relationship. But you yourself have to tell yourself, hey, if she's going to treat me like that, there's no problem, because you've already built yourself up to be someone who is treated in a high light. And because you're treated in a very high light, if she decides for some reason to treat you, she doesn't think that you're that important anymore, so be it. There's other people waiting. This is exactly what I'm trying to get at when it comes to this stuff. So she knows exactly what she did to you. They know exactly what they did to you. Everybody knows exactly what they did to you. It just depends how much are you really going to tolerate it. And this is the bottom line. This is the bottom line. It has to be the bottom line. So then what you can take from this is treat yourself in a high regard. People are going to treat you in a high regard. Make yourself intentional. Be intentional about how you act and how you live your life. Set out a schedule and actually follow the schedule. You're going to find a sense of fulfillment. And because you find a sense of fulfillment, it's easier to be happy with yourself. See, the thing is, people aren't really that happy with themselves because they don't like who they become. So they don't like who they become, so they feel like they need to see other things in order to find this fulfillment. When the bottom line is, see, the thing is, like, if you really are fulfilled and you really think you're doing the right thing, you don't necessarily need to even do things. Like, you don't necessarily need to, like, prove yourself and, like, go out and, like, even, like, socialize. Now, I'm saying, like, I'm not saying not for you to do this, but I'm telling you, if you truly believe, like, you're working on the right thing, then no distractions. There's no such thing. Like, you're not going to be distracted by other things, you know. But the thing is, the number one reason is, like, people aren't just working on the right things to themselves. They're not working on the right things to themselves. They're working on what everybody else thinks is the right thing that they should be working on. But deep down, they know they're not working on the thing that really, you know, pushes them, that really captivates them. They don't believe that they're actually working on the right thing. So this is why they need to hear other people's opinion. This is why they always need a second input, because they don't believe that they're actually working on the right thing. Once you're actually working on the right thing that's closest to your soul, other people's opinion doesn't matter. You're going to be less distracted. Things are going to go way more smoothly. Even if hardship comes, you're going to, you know, it's going to be okay, because you're doing the thing that's actually close to your soul. That's the only thing that matters. You are yourself, are a soul being. Your soul being having a physical experience. So the more things that you do in alignment with your soul, the less apology you have. The world can actually go in circles, and can actually, you know, you can actually do your duty, your self-fulfilling duty, your self-fulfilling prophecy, because life is itself, in itself, is a self-fulfilling prophecy. They know exactly what they did to you. Now it just depends on how you will respond. With that being said, hope you got some value from that. If you're a guy who wants to increase his physique, become the best fulfilled version of himself, click down below for one-on-one private coaching, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks.